Hey all, Steve from GuitarNiche here. On the bench we have a well-worn 94 MIM rather customized telly that we're gonna do a little work on. First things first, well, we have a bent tuner. Let's fix it. Okay, well, first order of business is get the tuner out. Easy enough. And put the parts in a tray. Alrighty. Oh, what do we have here? How bad is this gonna be? Well, we'll see. We're always gonna try to stay optimistic. We're gonna see if we can't get that back to where it was. And yeah, so wish me luck. Okay, so I have my little hobby vise set up here. Great for working on small stuff. And I'm gonna see if I can't get that to come around with just using brute force. And hopefully it stays in one piece. I gotta say, I'm not 100% confident that it's not going to stay in one piece. It's hard to get a grip on. If you don't keep it, well, that works. Well, it might not be enough. If you don't keep it organized properly, that is the angle, you can wind up with, well, chances are it's gonna bugger up anyway, but I'm gonna try to minimize the problem here. Okay, so will he make it? Will he make it? Will he make it? No! Okay, well, that's that. She broke. Well, we're on to plan B. All right, so we have our newly minted broken tuner, and we're going to try to fix it. How's that? Instead of just throwing it in the garbage, we're actually going to try to fix it. So the plan is I'm going to, well, first off, let me orient that a little bit better for my own view. Good, okay. Make sure that's in good and snug. And I'm going to drill a pilot hole, an access hole, where the collar meets the output collar for the tuner shaft right about here. Now, if anybody knows, anybody thinks they know what I'm doing, more power to you. I'm just going to control some runoff here. See, that didn't take much, did it? Okay, I might have to do this once or twice, but here's the thing. If I'm lucky, let's see here. if I'm lucky, I may be able to get in there. See that Fender logo is key. Let's see if we can get in there. Oh yeah, okay. I got to be careful because I don't want things winding up in another country as I try to get at this. Come on, you can do it. Oh, it's so close. Well, I'm going to try a different tool here. And there you go. Okay, you see that? So this is just a jeweler's screwdriver that I have tapered a little bit, and that came right off. You see that? Peachy keen, just like that. Now, why would I go through all that trouble? Well, because, oh boy, let's see. That's locked in there pretty good. Which is a good thing. I mean, all things considered. So we're going to extract that okay, we got our screw, and there's the tuner shaft, and let's see if we can't get that. This thing out here. There we go. Good. So there's the gear. I want to be delicate with the gear because there's grease and stuff on there. I want to maintain as much of that grease and stuff as I can, but what I really want to get at is this shaft. There we go. Okay. So we have extracted the shaft, and body's in good shape. And the shaft has this little washer on it, which we're going to save. Now, why am I going through all this trouble? Well, believe it or not, I do have a plan. Okay. Now, I'm in an interesting position where I have access to a boneyard of tuners and parts and stuff that I've been collecting for decades, literally decades. And I'm making a point of, when you think you're euchred, think outside the box. Just because something is absolutely broken. Maybe you got another guitar, busted guitar, maybe you got something kicking around that you're not using, maybe, or you can tinker something. MacGyver it. This is the whole point. MacGyver it. Just don't hop onto, you can hop onto Amazon or whatever and order a replacement set, but good luck getting a single tuner. As you may or may not know, if you're dealing with tuners and you break a tuner, which is usually the first string tuner, I can't tell you how many times the first string tuners have been buggered, and then people are asking, I need a single tuner, I need a single tuner. And it's always the first tuner. It's always, because that's the one that winds up hitting the wall, hitting the ceiling, hitting whatever. Okay. It's all good. It's all good. This is life. But the lesson here is, let's see if we can, make something happen by thinking it through. Now, to put a finer point on it, as I said, I have a slew of old tuners and stuff, and this one looked pretty similar with the two registration points on it for all that. But what makes the difference? What will make the difference is the dimensions of the shaft. And I already looked at it and I was going, yeah, it looks like it's probably going to be a reasonably good fit. And this is a buggered up tuner to begin with. So I am just going to have at it. Do the same thing, hopefully. And let's see if we can't get this one to do the same job. That was easy. Okay, that's all good. Oh, we got some grease if we need it. That's awesome. Okay. Now, it looks like it. Oh, you know what? Oh, it might be copacetic. We'll find out. The gear ratio and the diameter and stuff really has to matter, because we're trying to replace this. And until I get it out of there, I should say, I won't know. Just crack that. Like I said, like this whole affair here is it's a bungled tuner anyway. Let's see if I can keep that in shot. There we go. You can get away with certain little discrepancies. Come on. Come apart. Well, let's help it out. The fact that it's in there good is not a bad thing. There we go. Okay, let's not mix these things up. That would be bad. Okay. That came out pretty slick. There we go. This is the magic here. Not even close. But guess what? We get a washer for later on if we need it. That's golden. Stay on the positive side of things. All right. So after taking apart this lovely tuner, I went through my boneyard, a luxurious boneyard of hundreds, thousands. It's gotta be thousands of odds and ends of tuners and stuff. Now, of course, this is a luxury, as I said, and I went through a bunch, maybe 3-4 tuners before I found something where they were buggered up to begin with in one way or another. So I was able to pull a shaft using the same method where you drill into the body, pop off the back, and release the and just take the tuner apart and extract the shaft. Okay. The beauty about this is this replacement has pretty good geometry. The screw fits, and it looks like the worm is pretty much copacetic. The back end here is going to be a little proud, but you know what? For what it's worth, I mean, come on, it's all good. But the real trick will be getting it together. Let's see if we can't get it together. Okay, so I'm going to harvest a little bit of that grease in there, as we want to reuse some of that, I think. And we'll help it along with some other stuff. There we go. We'll keep that aside. Okay, so now we're back into assembly. So here's one of the little washers that I extracted from the tuners, the fat sacrificial tuners. So I'll pop that on there. I will pop that into the tuner body, and there's the gear. Okay, we'll get a little bit of that grease working, get that situated. We got the post and the set screw, and we will try to get this back together. It should just, everything should just kind of come together. I'm not going to be fussy and try to, there we go, that's great. Okay. Now hopefully, if we've done the right thing, I'm just looking at the original tuners there. Plastic against the body, spring, and button, and give that a good little torque. You know what, I'm going to change out that washer because it's squishy on one side and I'm not a fan of it. Okay, I was able to scavenge up a washer, so we're starting from fresh. Because that washer will, the old one that's squished, it's not going to give me the right kind of feedback as to whether this thing is working correctly or not. Just like so. If I can get this to rotate through 360 degrees, get that in there a little more. I want to make sure that grease is doing a good job. No binding. It's awesome. Okay, well, there you have it. Okay, the last thing to do is pop the Fender logo back in there, but before we do that, I'm going to take a quick look at the original. It's amazing to me that these are they don't fall out more often than they do, because they are just press fit. Let's see if that looks square, almost. Even if it's not, I mean, this is all candy, right? Oh, darn it. Yeah. Looks good. That's that. And to wrap it up, there we go. I will take, yep. Done. Well, ladies and gents, get that a little clean. It ain't perfect, because that's actually really good. You know, I'm not going to complain about that. Anyway, it's all good. A lot better than it was. Okay, so we took a busted tuner and fixed it all up. Next step is get it back on the guitar. All right, so we have our newly rejuvenated tuner. This guitar in general is I use a word. It's been treated like a redheaded stepchild. No offense to redheaded stepchildren out there, but yeah. Anyway, it's all good. And there you have it. Okay. Now, there's a better look at that. Okay. It ain't perfect because the washer's not original, but that's fine. But it works. It's smooth. It does what it's supposed to do. And as a matter of course, I will give this a little torque. Beauty. And that is a done job, just like that. Anyway, that was kind of fun in a very mechanical, freaky way. Point is, if you think, you know, how can I say it? Think outside the box. You know, you have resources. You don't necessarily have to run to, you know, your local e-tailer to find a solution. And it's really aggravating when you have one tuner, especially on an instrument that's maybe a little more unique, hard to find parts for. You got to keep in mind that the inner guts, they all kind of do and work the same way. Sealed tuners versus open back tuners, that's a different story. But the principle still works the same. You can find matching parts. Now, as I carry along here, the rest of this job is housekeeping. As you can see, this one looks a little bit more fresh than its neighbors here. The other thing is, that's fun times, eh? Look at that. I bet you I could undo that with my fingers. Oh yeah, no problem. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the rest of these out, clean them up, clean up the headstock, and as I said, housekeeping. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Never give up the fight. There's always a solution. Be kind to your neighborhood tech. They got stuff that you need, and you know, yeah. You might want to take advantage of that at some point. Okay, so be nice, especially if they're a good tech. Anyway, my name is Steve. This is GuitarNiche. Hope you enjoyed that. As always, play loud, have fun, have a great day. Like and subscribe. Read the description below. Lots of resources down there, freebie stuff. And yeah, have a great day. See ya. Cheers.